Okay, let's just state the obvious. The world is changing at a ridiculous pace, and AI is squarely in the driver's seat. So the real question for you, for me, for all of us is how do we not just survive this, but actually thrive? That's the roadmap we're going to build today.
This really is the core question, isn't it? I mean, think about it. If you're building a company right now, picking a major, or just trying to figure out what's next, you're staring down a future that's going to be completely reshaped by superintelligence. Yeah, all the old playbooks? You can pretty much toss them out the window because a whole new kind of intelligence is here and it's changing all the answers. So, what we're going to do here is break down what this next-gen AI can actually do and, more importantly, what it means for you.
All right, here's the game plan. First, we'll get a handle on the tool itself. Then we'll dive into your personal strategy, your career. After that, we'll talk about building a business that lasts, zoom out to the massive societal shifts, and we'll wrap up with, honestly, the most important part. What does it mean to be human in this new age? Okay, first things first, let's really get our heads around what we're dealing with here. And let me be clear, this isn't just a little update. We're talking about a whole new category of tool. You know, this quote really nails it. It's not just about the specs, it's about the feeling of this leap. It's like going from a flip phone to a smartphone. It's not just a little better, it's so much more capable that it totally rewires your expectations of what's even possible. Going back feels impossible. So, what's the big deal? Why is it so different? Well, for one, we're way beyond just a chatbot now. I mean, picture this. You've got a team of PhD-level experts on call 24/7 in any field you can imagine. They can build software from the ground up, pump out complex research, and they do it with a kind of reliability we just haven't seen before. Okay, so if we have a tool that powerful, the game has completely changed. Which brings us to the big question. What do you do now? How do you adapt your skills to not just stay in the game, but to become more valuable than ever? All right, so this is the playbook. This is your four-pillar strategy for a modern career. First, you have got to master these AI tools. Like, become completely native in this new language. But here's the thing. The tech is only half the equation. You have to get great at learning how to learn. You've got to be resilient, because things are going to keep changing fast. And at the end of the day, the one rule that never ever changes is this. You have to make something people actually want, period. So that same logic, it scales right up from your personal career to actually building a whole company. But as you can probably guess, the rules of the startup game have totally been rewritten. Okay, this right here, this is probably the biggest trap I see new founders fall into. Just using AI is not a defensible business. It's like saying your business is defensible because you use electricity. I mean, come on, everyone has access to it. And this is where we get to a really critical choice. The best analogy is the early days of the iPhone App Store. You had a ton of people making like flashlight apps, right? They were just thin wrappers on the phone's hardware. And what happened? The second Apple built a flashlight into the operating system, poof, they were gone. But then you had companies like Uber. They built a durable business that actually got better as the iPhone got better. Why? Because their real value wasn't just the app. It was the network, the logistics, the deep customer relationship they built in the real world. Okay, so we've talked personal career, we've talked business strategy. Now let's zoom all the way out and look at the huge picture, the massive economic and societal shifts that AI is about to kick off. All right, this is a bit of a wild thought experiment, I'll admit. It's probably not going to happen. But asking a crazy question like this forces us to confront the real issue. How on earth does society handle a new source of value this immense? What are the rules when technology can concentrate wealth and power on a scale we've never even imagined? You know, a much better way to think about AI is not as a single product, but more like the transistor. The transistor wasn't one company that owned everything. No, it was this tiny fundamental component that got integrated into everything, unleashing innovation across the whole economy. And that's probably what's going to happen with AI. Like, the honest answer here is that nobody, and I mean nobody, really knows how this is all going to shake out. The basic rules of economics could get very weird. AI should make everything dirt cheap, right? But does that mean we'll just want more stuff, or will we want better stuff? We could see absolutely wild things happen with the economy, like interest rates going to -2%, or rocketing up to 25% as we scramble to build out all this new infrastructure. And that leads to the biggest question of them all. As a society, we're going to get a lot richer. How are we going to decide to share that? So all this change, all this power, it brings us to the final, and I think the most profound question.
In a world with seemingly unlimited artificial intelligence, what's our role? What's our unique advantage? And the answer, the core insight, is actually pretty simple and beautiful. It's not about being the smartest. It's that we are just obsessed with each other, our stories, our art, our screw-ups. It's not logical, it's deep in our biology. And that's where you find our real, durable value. An AI doesn't want to work on a single problem for 1,000 hours out of sheer obsession. It can't come up with that crazy, out-of-left-field idea that everyone thinks is dumb but turns out to be right. It doesn't share our messy, authentic human context. Our greatest strengths are actually our weird human quirks, our inefficiency, our emotion, our unpredictability. That's the stuff AI can't replicate. So here's the thought I want to leave you with. The game is no longer about being the smartest machine in the room. We'll lose that game. The new frontier, your biggest opportunity, is to be the most creative, the most empathetic, the most ridiculously, wonderfully human you can be. That is the one advantage that will always be yours.